He was like, Chris, he said, the shit that you wrote was bullshit. And to a point, my first initial feeling was being offended. Like, man, damn, why you gonna talk to me like that, Luke? And he was like, I know it's something inside you. I can see it. I can see how you carry yourself. I can see it in your eyes when we look at each other. He said, you got a story to tell. Tell your story, man. Don't try to appease to me. Who cares about that? What's going to last, what's going to stick, what's going to make an impact is you being authentic to who you are.
Welcome, listeners, back to Fresh P Podcast. I'm your host, Bashiru Musa, also known as Bass. On this episode 11, we have a special guest. He is the owner of two companies, not one, two, that being Natural Born Visual Leaders, CEO, founder, Spatial Intelligence, CEO, founder. He's also a director. So when I tell y'all this episode, man, we got direction on this episode. I mean, the moment we locked in today, focus. I mean, when I met him, y'all, I mean, we were talking about CMOS, health and wellness. It's all about just, knowledge of self. What are you here for?
Indeed.
And so, I met him in the city of Indianapolis, but he stems from Dayton, Ohio. I'll bring you Chris Wilborn. How you doing today?
Man, I'm grateful. I'm thankful to be here. And plus, this is not our first time encountering each other. Good brother sitting in front of me. I'm grateful, brother. A little hot out there, but I'm good.
It's hot out there anyway. It sure is hot, but man, I'm talking about when you came in here, man, when I met you, man, it just seemed real cool, calm, and collected.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so, man, we here in the city of Indianapolis, Chris, and you're from Ohio.
Right.
And you're from Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, you come to Indianapolis. Can you just talk about just how did you end up here?
Yeah, indeed. So, born in Dayton, Ohio, pretty much did a lot of moving around within the 3 tri-states, Ohio, Illinois, and then, of course, Indiana. My father's from Chicago, and my mother's from a place called Piqua, Ohio. It's about like 20 minutes outside of Dayton. And my mother ended up moving to Chicago and ended up meeting my father. And so pretty much after that, kind of did a little bit back and forth between Illinois and Ohio. And I will say about my 5th grade year, we end up coming here because of my uncle. And I've been locked into the city of Nap, what we call it, the city that they sleep on. And I've pretty much been out like the Far East my whole time. That's all I knew until I came back after college and been able to explore a little more about the city and being able to see like there's a lot more opportunities out here. So that's how I kind of end up letting my plane here in Nap.
And you said, man, Far East Side, man, because I was actually born on the Far East Side, 42nd and Post Road.
Okay.
Is that where you were kind of at? Like, where exactly?
A little more down, close to like the German Church Park area.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, man, I'm talking about that whole street. I went from house down the street to apartment, back up the street. I'm trying to tell you, that's all I knew, man. Attended, for those who may know, Heather Hills Elementary School, which closed down. It's an adult school now.
Mm-hmm.
Attended Creston Middle School and went to Warren Central High School as well. But I didn't graduate from that.
Okay.
So my junior year, I had left Indy, and junior year of high school, and then I finished my junior and senior year in Piqua, Ohio.
Piqua, Ohio.
Yep. Piqua, because it may, like, when you pronounce it, it may come off like pickle, and then be like, okay, yeah.
Well, I've seen that actually on the map before.
Yeah.
But you pronounce it pickle?
No, some people do. Like, well, I'm like, no, Piqua.
Piqua.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is that French?
No, it's actually it's more of like a native that whole city was I mean pretty much Ohio, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois were all pretty much geared towards the natives. So
right.
To me even like how they changed the Cleveland Indians the mascot just out of making sure that they're not trying to offend anyone. That's pretty much what Piqua did in a way to offend of showing, just because I do know the history of it, of just being able to show that how they conquered that town. And it was actually all black town at first before white settlers came in. And they end up forcing, after slavery, they end up forcing all the black people towards part of the city, and they end up calling it, man, I actually kind of just forgot the name, but just how they kind of tucked everyone over there, just kind of sweeping the history under the rug, where they don't even teach this stuff at the school no more. It's to the point I used to tweet the superintendent when I first started at the Piqua High School, and allowing them to know we need some type of Black history. It's Black History Month. Really, every month is our month, but with this, it kind of sparked that for me. So, yeah, a lot of rich history there.
Yeah, man. I mean, with that being said, right, you talked about, I mean, we're getting shoved to the side, you know, all the Black people. We're not even being, you know, just listening to you, Chris, man, where does this sense of history come from? Because I love my city, but you really informed. So where does that come from?
I would shout out to my pops. I have to definitely get that to my father. Even though both sides of my parents' families, they're very in tune with knowing our history, but it was more so my father. My father wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on. That way I can't be swayed to the left or nor to the right. So my father is to the point, he used to always, you know, kind of drag me to the library with him, and making sure, or even when we were watching documentaries, that's kind of how I even got into this space. Now, just because my father he's big into storytelling, and just knowing what's going on, where we've been, and that way you know where you could go and how you'll be able to go. So shout out to my father for that.
Hey, shout out Pops,
yeah,
man.
Indeed.
Hey, I felt like I just asked a good question, because, man, now we about to get into it, man.
Indeed.
So, man, you talked about, you know, knowing your history, and then it led you to storytelling, but what led you to picking up the camera, though?
That's a great question as well. Thank you for asking that, because I never really kind of talked about it before.
Okay.
I would say, once again, shout out to my pops. My pops, he was always kind of, when at family gatherings, he would grab the camera, and just being able to capture that moment in time, and also have like other family members that are big into photography, like my Uncle Buba that just passed away. My father's uncle, so this is my great uncle.
Okay.
My grandfather's brother, he just passed away, and he was the first person to actually put a physical camera in my hand.
I see.
And it was a Nikon. And so just being able to see how we're able to capture those moments, and being able to capture the true essence of those people, whoever the subject may have been at the time. But that's initially how I picked up the camera. And then just kind of moving forward into going into high school, here at Warren, they had media class where we were able to like broadcast and media, where we were able to kind of be more hands-on. Then that transitioned into me going to Piqua, Ohio, to interactive media, because I used to do half and half. So I used to go to the high school half a day, and then go to the interactive media class at the Upper Valley career center.
Up in Piqua?
Yeah, in Piqua.
Okay.
So similar to what Warren has for the career center, Piqua had the same thing. The Walker Career Center that's at Warren, that's attached to the school, Piqua had the same thing. And now this was just a little different because they allowed us to really kind of put our hands on everything versus it just being broadcasting. If we want to dabble into graphic design, we had the opportunity to do that. Animation, into editing, into videography, hint. And so with that, I had the opportunity as well to go to the Heritage Festival in Piqua, Ohio, and they actually don't have it anymore. But I mean, it Heritage Festival went on for years, and I actually won first place with doing that. Yeah. So being in the newspaper, and of course, my whole thing is just to make my family proud. More so, my grandmother, just because she's my grandmother's at the time. They're just those pillars, and I feel like they sacrifice so much. All they want is for me to do what's right, be able to be successful in my own form or fashion, and just being able to hear that phone call and she's telling me, she's pouring love into me and saying like, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. So from there, man, the rest been history, brother. Rest been history.
I love that story, especially, you just ending it off with, you talking about your grandmothers at the time and just, knowing that they're going to genuinely, show love. And, Chris wants to do this. We're going to support him in any way that we can.
Yeah.
And so that takes me to just, because me and you both know this career path is not easy, picking up that camera and then just making it, make sense.
Come on.
Let's
talk about that.
I'm talking about sense. Man, I'm talking about 2 cents, y'all. I'm talking about making it make sense, S-E-N-S-E, and sense, C-E-N-T-S, right? Hey, I just got that from our guy, Mr. Sylvester. Shout out to you for that one,
Shout
man.
out to that brother.
Yeah, yes.
He know,
man. And so, you having that support.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about just how that allowed you to continue to just to stay on this path?
Indeed. Sacrifices that people before me had laid down. For some that I know, for some that I don't, but I know their stories. And me being able to look these people in the eyes and being able to see if I don't continue to move forward, if I don't continue to stay consistent in some ability or persevere, I'm literally letting these people down. And some of these people, they may just had words of encouragement, or they actually put up some cents for me, and actually funded some of the stuff for my journey, for my experience, and just understanding like, hey, this seems like Chris's purpose, so let's go ahead and invest into him. And even the community, to the point, like, it takes a village at the end of the day. So I had family friends, I had people that I didn't know from a can of paint that would see me and just look at what I'm doing and want to support. So that right there, what motivates me. As of right now, I actually have one of my nephews in town with me, and I see that if I would have dropped the ball back then, all this, what I'm doing right now, would be a totally different story. And to be able to hear my nephews say like, hey, Uncle Chris, we want to kind of follow in your path, it warms my heart. That allows me to know I'm moving within my purpose. I'm moving within something that's bigger than me at the end of the day, because people kind of talk about legacy, and I don't want to get too much into it because you may have, something that follow up with that. But it's a legacy. You do something that lasts here forever, in a sense. But I wouldn't want them to look at me. I want them to look at what I've done, what I sacrificed. That's a part of the form of the legacy. that what kind of keeps me motivated, keeps me going within this space, because like you had mentioned earlier, it's rough, especially when you don't know the information, because when you don't know, you don't know. But I've truly been blessed with knowing people that were able to drop gems and kind of show me the ropes, being able to see the greatness inside of me, even when I didn't see it myself, and encouraging me, like a brother, for example, David Gibson, D1.
Gotta know what D1 is, man.
D1.
D1, dick.
Come on. And that's how you and I linked up too.
Come on, man.
For real. So it's brothers like that where it's just like, he didn't really know me from a can of paint, but he gave me an opportunity. And for what you just had mentioned, as me being a director, he allowed me to be assistant director on season 2 of The Quest. And of course we did a little camera. We pretty much did. It was a skeleton crew, so we kind of did a little bit of everything. But it's brothers like that, being able to see what you have, see the talent, see the skill set, but they understand you may not be at that full moment or placement in life that you want to be, or the person may know that you could be, but at this moment we're going to allow you to cultivate your skill set a little bit more. So just having brothers like that, for example, and it's a plethora of more brothers and women I can mention, but I would say it's that, man, for me. God, family, and of course, within that is my fiance too. My fiance, she definitely is a number one supporter for me. We met 2017 at WKU, West Kentucky University, and I mean, the rest has been history. But she's literally put a battery in my back the days that I didn't want to even do this anymore. I wanted to go ahead and say, like, man, you know what? I'm about to go to FedEx. Go ahead, chop this up 9 to 5. And she was just always telling me, don't give up. And it's to the point she supported me in a way that she didn't even do any type of videography, photography. But she was like, since you don't have the people, I'm gonna come in. So she took like one of my first like logo headshots. And I'm talking about the official, the Julio the Don visual joints, like the throwback joint. And I mean, from then she's always been a great supporter. So I mean, it's a whole gumbo. It's a whole gumbo of things, bro.
I heard that,
man. Yeah.
All right, man. That takes me to, man, I got several different questions just learning from all this information that you just told me. One being that, right, let me just reflect real quick, right? With that said, I mean, you understanding, right, this is you.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about legacy. Not what Chris has.
Yes, sir.
Not who Chris, what has Chris done?
Right.
You know, and I hear that and I say, man, I'm glad you held on to that camera that your uncle gave you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
You know, because maybe we don't even meet.
Come on.
And you know, that's the one thing, Chris, man, not to get off, but I just have to say this, man, that I've, during my process of learning video editing and you know, we in that editor, right? Whatever you use in DaVinci, Premiere Pro, Final, whatever.
Yeah.
Sequences.
Piecing them together, man. Piecing together.
Ain't it crazy how you can just...
Come on. I mean...
And so, right, that's just me reflecting, man. I'm glad that, you know, you're getting... Because I was, once you had... Because I really love the youth, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when you told me about your nephew and how Uncle Chris, man,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Mess me up.
Ain't that something?
Made me reflect. Made me look at, like Michael Jackson said, a man in the mirror. I had to go ahead and look within. To this day, even before I came here, I had to make sure, like, whatever I'm gonna say on here, I have to make sure I leave an everlasting impact because I can, and knock on wood, but it could be end of story for me after I leave here. And so I want to make sure whether gratitude, brother. Um, and because life is like that sometimes. And I dealt with it, and that's what makes my view of the world kind of be like that. Or for me to even have that type of ideology in a sense. But I try to make sure that I'm very careful and very intentional about what I do. So yeah.
Yeah, with that said, man, that didn't going back to, you like you said, it messed you up, man.
Yeah.
I would only imagine.
Yeah.
And so, you sticking to, you understanding your story.
Right.
And right, I'm gonna go to like you also talked about how your fiance now
Mm-hmm.
and how she supported you at Western Kentucky University.
Yes, sir.
You got your bachelor's, and man, it's a long.
Yeah.
Can you fill me in?
Yeah. So technically, like, because I went to school for film.
Yeah.
And minored in photojournalism and also minored in African American studies. But the way that they label it, and they changed it over the past 5 years since I've been gone. But they labeled it as broadcasting because film was kind of fairly new. It was implemented probably like 6 years prior to me being there. Maybe probably a couple more years added on there, but now it's actually film. So yeah, it was like broadcast media. That's what I got my BA in.
Got it.
But yeah. So but when I talk to people, I just try to tell them, I majored in film.
Yeah.
Had my BA in film, and
Long story short.
Yeah. Keep it short. Keep it short. Cause they go like, hold on, so you technically didn't really graduate with the film? I'm like, no.
See, I shouldn't even told you all that. Nah, and so with that said, right, we in Western Kentucky, you're learning film, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'll tell you, I didn't go to school for film.
Man,
I'm
gonna save some money.
I still went, what I'm saying? Luckily for me, I had a scholarship, so I saved money in that way. I went to school for business administration and management. With that said, you chose to go to school in film. Like like I'm learning from you, already knew your story.
Right.
And, you meet your fiance in there. I mean, can you talk about, okay, so what I'm really getting at, Chris, is that I learned all from meeting you from working with D1.
Yeah.
I just been running and gunning. You know that too.
Yeah, come on.
And so when I tell you, I'm just practically learning.
Yeah.
I know in school it's a lot of theory, but did you get the hands-on experience? Can you just talk about what you learned? And
no, that's a great question because to a lot of people's surprise when I tell them, I actually learned majority of my storytelling through the photojournalism department. Now, being hands-on, like on the technical side with equipment, of course, the film department, but I feel like I would have been left out if I would have just graduated and I didn't do anything with the photojournalism department. And so actually the curriculum kind of switched when I was going into there, into the like the script writing and like being able to actually physically mess with equipment, things of that nature. So when it started to switch, which it actually switched drastically once I left, but that curriculum, they were kind of like weaning out the tares of what worked before and what might work now, and they actually hired a guy named Luke Pennington. Luke Pennington, one of the most creative, witty, outspoken, kind of shy in a sense, guy, and I mean he really kind of helped me in a sense of pushing me, of making sure that what I felt comfortable in a way, he wanted me to remove that because he knew it was something inside me And the only way that thing that was inside me was going to come out was from me feeling uncomfortable in a sense. So that brother right there, he allowed me to really kind of get some time in, even after class, after hours, to go ahead and just get some extra practice in, because I was hungry, bro. I kind of dealt with every year, because I did 5 years at West Kentucky University instead of 4. But every year I was always threatened to get kicked out of the school because of the financial issues of me not being able to get certain loans. So I would have to be at the office for financial aid 5 o'clock in the morning, snow, sleet, or rain. And so I had a different type of drive when it came into the film department. And I wanted to make sure that not only am I doing my due diligence of utilizing the time that I'm here for, because I may get kicked out at any point. That's what allowed me to kind of get those extra hours in, or those extra reps with being hands-on. And then the photojournalism department, they allowed us to rent equipment and stuff too. And I kind of worked my way into being one of the guys that kind of watched over the computer room. So I had the opportunity to kind of being there from like 7 to like midnight in a way. So I was able to kind of get extra work done, and just really be ahead of my class. So first to show up in class, for last to leave.
Talked about, this special mentor by the name of Luke
Pennington.
Luke Pennington.
Yes, and crazy thing is, so this guy, he's from Indiana. I forget what part, but he moved to South Central in the hood. And so, like when we were writing our, 'cause I was in his screenwriting class, and everyone else, he'll go around the room and he'll glance at their paper. Okay, good. And I could tell by his tonality, he's really brushing people off. He really doesn't even want to be here, because I kind of peeped. He's also a film director and screenwriter. And he was working on his stuff while he was sitting at his desk, at the podium, if I could say. And when he came to mine, he was reading it. He started to walk off, but he came back to mine. It was like, hold on, I want you to come to my office after this. And I'm thinking like, damn, I done fucked up.
Yeah, that's that in trouble talk. Oh, God.
And so when we end up sitting down, he was like, Chris, he said, the shit that you wrote was bullshit. And to a point, my first initial feeling was being offended. Like, man, damn, why you go talk to me like that, Luke? And he was like, I know it's something inside you. I could see it. I could see how you carry yourself. I could see it in your eyes when we look at each other. He said, you got a story to tell. Tell your story, man. Don't try to appease to me. Who cares about that? What's going to last, what's going to stick, what's going to make an impact is you being authentic to who you are. And I'm telling you, I went back to my dorm because one of my brothers, Stephen Hunter, shout out to him. We ended up going to WKU together, graduated together, same major, film. And I went back to the dorm room, and so he could see, like, I have this long stare, and I'm looking at the wall. He come into the room, he's like, man, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm done faking it. I'm about to be me. I'm about to be authentically me. Not to say I wasn't, but when it comes to this, my craft, what I deem as me setting up my legacy, I'm gonna be truthfully me. So from then, Luke has always kind of been the forefront of my mind of, like, anything that I do kind of goes back to that, of like no sugarcoating it, whatever's on my heart. Of course, be somewhat mindful and intentional, but be you. So yeah, shout out to Luke Pennington.
Man, shout out Luke Pennington. I think, man, I mean, hey, it's just bullshit.
Yeah. Told me straight up. He didn't cut no corners. And I loved it. I loved it. I mean, because that's how my father is too. I grew up in that sense. Like, me and my father kind of got a relationship, like Sanford and Son, big dummy. Like, so, like, I always, like, my skin is kind of thick when it comes to criticism, where some people may take it and they may be feeling some type of way. They may come off emotional. To me, I internalize it. I want to look deep inside myself. How can I be better? How can I be greater, actually? Forget just being better. How can I be greater than yesterday? How can I beat that man in the mirror? So that's always kind of been my mentality. And when he said that, he didn't even know what he ignited inside me. It was a fire. It ain't been let out. And it ain't going to be let out no time soon till the Most High called me.
Man, I say this, what Luke's on you, I say this. When I met you at working with D1, working with the Quest, doing that production, all I know is when I met you, I saw determination in your eyes. I said, man, let me not do nothing wrong to this brother, because, man, you upset. I'm on his good side. You know, I mean, we was already relating on some, like, conscious health type vibes.
Yes, sir.
So,
you hip.
Come on, man. And so, like, yeah, I already know, but I'm so mad. So, you know, just I'm thankful for, you know, the mentors that come in our lives and
Indeed.
And really pull out
Come on.
what's that inside. And so that, right. And so that takes me to just, man, I'm talking about, because, man, I got so many ways I can go with just all the information you've given me. And I'm going to start with just, you know, right back. He said, man, this is bullshit.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, it's not that you wasn't authentically being yourself.
Yeah.
It was more so that it's that time. My question is, where do you think that Chris at that time, why did Chris operate that way?
A fear in a way that what I'm doing wouldn't be accepted. And that's why so many people don't, or not, excuse me, let me phrase it this way, are not being authentic or not having no authenticity. It's because they're trying to appease to someone else's agenda, someone else's perspective, or someone else's feelings. And it's to the way, I mean, it's in this way where you lose out on the opportunity, and you lose a sense of yourself. And you also do a disservice for those that's coming after you. Because I always look at it like, what if Spike Lee wasn't authentically himself? What if John Singleton wasn't authentically himself? And I mean, I could keep on naming, but those are just the people that, I mean, majority of us know that want to tell their story. And of course, it may not be their personal story, but it's something that they're experiencing in a way, whether they're feeling the emotions of what's going on in that moment of time. Like, for example, with Do the Right Thing, with just the police brutality, just all that stuff that was going on. And Spike really wanted to really hammer down on the social issues that's going on, where they kind of sweep it under the rug. And when Luke said that to me, and we actually talked probably a couple weeks after that, and he told me I remind him of these people. And even I had the opportunity to showcase my film in Atlanta during COVID at Greenlit Atlanta. Shout out to Ernestine Johnson. She's man, major. And she told me that I remind her of these great people. And at first, I didn't look at myself in that way. I knew I was special. I just didn't know what I was special for, or what I was going to be used to be considered special. Because I know I'm a pawn in this game. I'm a servant in this life, and I want to make sure I'm being used in a righteous way, and being able to contribute and make that impact and show And so when going back to when Luke said, this is bullshit, I resonated with that because I know me. I know I was sugarcoating it, and now no more. Getting the real version.
No more. I heard that.
Indeed.
And man, okay, man, you said Spike Lee. I swear, bro. So that already takes me to my next question, man.
Come on.
Really just the next segment, right?
Yes, sir.
That being, man, he said, Ziggy Zab, I don't know you. Yo, man. Man, so there's shots in that film, that short film, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm seeing, I said, man, this give me Spike Lee vibe.
Come on.
And so for you to mention Spike Lee, because that's where I said, man, this is a no-brainer. That's where I'm going now. And so can we talk about, man, because I'm watching, I'm like I told you, when I told y'all, man, when I met him,
yeah,
man, cool, calm, and collective. Very determined in the eyes. You saw it. That's what I saw. And so being able to see another side of Chris, man, I'm talking about, you nailed it. Playing the barber. It's anytime you talk, I listen.
Yeah. Man.
Y'all gotta go watch, man, D.I.A.L, Day in a Life, right?
Yes,
and so, Chris, man, you directed that, produced that.
Yeah.
I had an amazing time watching it. I mean, yeah, I really did.
Thank you for that.
Man, I'm sitting there like, man, I cannot wait till he drops some more. You know what I mean? Like,
Indeed.
I'm like, yo, because it gave me the vibes when I'm watching The Boys in the Hood. And so now I'm sitting there like, all right, man, I just need to make sure Chris he don't drop that. We go.
I actually I have it in the tuck. I have episode 2 and 3 in the tuck. So yeah. I'm making sure that I'm just putting all my ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure as well with season 2 and just moving forward, there's a slight shift. Because with episode 1, it's similar to like the Boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
When the first episode dropped with Boondocks, it was very entertaining. The conscious side of the Boondocks didn't come in just yet. In episode 2 of the Boondocks, they hit home. And so I kind of took that same concept that Aaron had did for the Boondocks, and I wanted to create something that was just a little different from what people may have known me for with my short film, Willing to Lose Love, the romance. I'm like, hey, you can't box me in. Let me go into the comedic side.
I love that.
Yeah. So, and then also just pulling stories from real situations. Man, everything that you see is everything that I personally experienced, everything that I went through, whether it was personally me or just being a fly on the wall during that time. So I felt like, hey, how can I be a voice for the voiceless in a way? And also, how can I show people the other side of me in front of the camera? Because some people may not know, like how you said the first time you met me, I was kind of locked in a sense. But in actuality, I'm really like I'm a goofy guy, not in that way, but I'm a silly guy. I'm a fun. I like to joke. I'm lighthearted in a way. So I wanted to make sure that people were able to not only see it but resonate with it. And so, and you mentioned that Spike did the same thing. Spike was She Gotta Have It, one of his first films. He directed, produced. He was one of the craft runners. I mean, the list kind of go on. So, I mean, Spike had initially really inspired me to go ahead and challenge myself. Because some people may not know, I took acting class at WKU, just so, because I feel like as a director, a director needs to know what the actor kind of goes through, the experience of it, and vice versa. And that way, you just get real good chemistry. And from that acting class, it allowed me to know, like, I can do this. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because this is my first time, but I'm gonna go ahead and step up to the plate, and I'm gonna make sure that I get a home run. And with me bringing on some people that I know that well that was also able to kind of bring that spirit out of me, of me being able to fulfill these characters and giving me the encouragement and kind of pat me on the back like, man, you got it. And so allowing me to have the confidence and I mean, everything as you see right then and there, brother, was just cultivated with pureness, with authenticity, me creating something that derives from me, not just pulling from thin air. And of course, nothing's new under the sun. So like, shout out to Donald Glover. A lot of people may not even know, and I never talked about this. I was actually inspired during his show, Atlanta. And he had an episode on there, was a barbershop scene. Similar setup, but just a tad bit different from mine. And you kind of just follow the same sentiment in a way.
I understand.
Yeah, so, yep.
And that's deep, man. Right, you directed and produced. I did not know you acted. And, you know, it warms me, right, that, you know, hey, he told us, bro, he got 2 and 3 tucked on the episode. Man, if y'all don't subscribe, man,
Come on.
download this episode.
Yes, sir.
Man, hit the Instagram.
Come on.
Man, y'all better, man, we drop, man.
Come on.
Man, this is where y'all gonna get y'all.
Yeah.
Man, we get it. Come get it with us.
Yeah, one-stop shop.
Man, so with that said, right, you know, Willing to Lose Love. I mean, you know, I saw the actor that Harper.
Yeah,
Harper,
yeah.
he also was in D.I.A.L as well.
Yep.
And
Justin Smith. Justin Smith.
Shout out Justin Smith, man. He did an outstanding job on Willing to Lose Love as a lead.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man. Shout out Shelly too. Man. She did her thing.
Yeah, Jasmine Hamilton.
Yeah.
Jaslyn Hamilton. Excuse me, sister. Don't whoop me on that one. Jaslyn Hamilton. She was another great actor. And she did her thing. And I mean, that whole year, back to back on everyone's film. So I had a great cast on there.
Yeah, man. Even, you know what really, like, the production, bro.
Thank you.
Oh man, y'all, if y'all have not, I mean, y'all probably already seen it. I'm probably the late one. Anyway, if you haven't, go see it. Willing to Lose Love. I mean, D.I.A.L, man, Day in the Life. Man, all right, man, because, you know, I watched it. You know, I'm even glad that it even made it.
Thank you.
But I'm whole time hearing that it almost didn't make it.
No, it didn't.
So I see it today. Can you talk about that? Because I'm glad it made it, but what's that story, man? Because I'm so thankful.
No, great question. Sometimes, not sometimes, you're always going to deal with hardships. You're going to deal with trials and tribulations. And I was so eager because I haven't created nothing. So I dropped D.I.A.L 2021 and actually going into 2022, excuse me. And my last thing that I created, directed, or was even like a part of, like cam was in 2019, technically 2018 for Willing to Lose Love. That's when production was, and it came out 2019. But I felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. I had to conquer the old me, in a sense, kind of dusting off my shoulders. And I wanted to make sure that, hey, the last thing you all seen from me when it comes to this production or just storytelling, or me writing too, it has to be immaculate. The next thing I do, the next thing I put my hands on, you all will have to see, like, okay, he's growing. We see growth in what he's doing. So I tried to use the same setup when it comes to the pre-production, production, post-production, but ultimately making sure that I get the crew right. Of course, because I had cast right, but making sure that I get the crew, so the ATL and BTL crew, the above the line, below the line. And I reached out to WKU, reached out back to the film department and kind of pitched them what I was doing. And I wanted to do something that I wish someone had done for me while I was at WKU. Give me an opportunity to be on set where I could be hands-on, because you had mentioned earlier about, you can learn like the film theories and stuff because you didn't go to school for film, but look at where you're at right now. A lot of people get caught up in that. They'll get caught up in just trying to understand the theory, or like trying to read all these books, and they don't create. They're not hands-on. They're not in the field. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be that for them. So I reached out to them, emailed them, and Sarah Peacock, shout out to her. She allowed me to, she blasted out the email, her and Travis Newton. Shout out to Travis Newton as well. And they blasted out the email to the students, and I had some good feedback. And so that was the first round of production. And now, mind you, this is a passion project. I'm putting all this money up myself, and I'm also using my resources within the community as well. And I had during production, it felt like everything was so right. And when I got home, because we filmed in Bowling Green, Kentucky, I had went back down. That's where WK. Yep.
Western Kentucky.
Yep. That's why I just call it WK, because I used to tongue twister sometimes. But so when I came back home and I'm now looking through all the footage, trying to label everything correctly, I started listening to the audio. And when I'm listening to it, I got both headphones on, and it sounds distorted. I'm like, man, it's probably, let me turn up the volume. That didn't work. I'm like, hold on, let me probably take one ear off. Let me make sure I ain't tripping. So I end up hitting up my guy Steven, because usually I always try to consult with other people outside of myself.
Absolutely.
That way I could just get more feedback, honest feedback, and honest criticism. Honest critiques, excuse me. And he was like, yeah, audio isn't good. So I was just like, man. But it always kind of goes back to like my father telling me, just man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. And so with this situation I was dealing with, I'm like, man, I can either cry about it or I can do something about it. And once I knew what the situation was, I'm like, all right, well, what was wrong? And so I started to kind of go down what I had, what I was utilizing. And I'm like, well, I need to make sure, of course, I need to have a strong pre-production, test all this equipment out. Because for one, it's a learning curve. The situation I went through, for some people, they entirely give up when they deal with these things. And I found out that at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for me to really show who I am, show how resilient me dealing with this situation. So how some people, like I said, they'll go ahead and throw that towel in. And I'm like, you know what? I went back, started thinking about all the people that weren't here. I'm like, you know what? This is for them. So I hit up all the crew. And of course, due to them being college students, their scheduling is a little different. So kind of everyone flaked on me. They didn't flake on me, but they weren't able to be a part of it. Besides one guy, Aaron.
What did he play?
He was actually my DP. Yeah, he was crew. But all cast came back.
Okay.
Everyone understood. And that's the thing, like, you have to be honest. You have to be straight up. And if they see your vision, they're going to push forward with you. But if they don't, that's fine too. Because it, in a sense, is weeding out the tares. And I know at the end of the day who's in control of all this. So to me, at times things don't feel like it's going right, but it's heading in the right direction all the time. And my favorite scripture is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 11. It says, where God guides, he provides. So with that, he provided me, yeah. The heavy. Man, and he provided everything that I needed for the second production. And the second production, man, we knocked it out of the park to the point to this day. I always kind of go back and look at the footage, like behind the scene footage, the photography. Shout out to my fiance, because she was the behind the scenes photographer too, and videographer. So all the footage that she captured, the stills, I still look back. That way I can see where I was at, how hungry I was, and man, I persevered, I pushed through, and we created for what I call a early masterpiece, because you get to see everyone being pulled from every different fraction of life. Some people never even had the opportunity to be in front of the camera, and I challenge them, because I feel like that's what a director is, to pull something out. I see something in you. It's just about me pulling it out of you, and that's just going to challenge me to be a better director. So, and of course, me taking them through what I call my boot camp is going to prepare them for when they get in front of that screen. And when they got in front of that screen, man, they killed it. I like I said, I wanted it to be very comedic, but I also wanted it to be very informational too. So like when we open up, you got my guy TJ Maxberry talking about how to start your own business.
Yes.
I'm talking about breaking it down to the point he even give you a actual link to go to that exists to this day.
For 45?
Come on, man, and how much game, because in actuality he can really be selling it for a lot more. But he's like, you know what? How can I really get my people, or just people in general, but specifically my people, to go ahead and invest into something that's going to, triple that? And so, I mean, throughout the whole film, you kind of still continue to hear those gems, but um, I just wanted to make sure that uh, I allow other people to know, um, if I didn't continue to see the end goal, I would not be where I'm at today.
You know, this path of resilience that you chose. I mean, not
Mm.
chose, but you talk about responding to adversity.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what really separates
Mm.
those that do accomplish what they desire from those that don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because all I'm hearing is trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
Audio messed up. I mean, okay, I guess the crew, the production crew, we found some noise.
Come on.
And it brought to life.
Yep.
And Bass got to be happy and watch this. And see his boy Chris, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that really like, bro, I'm like, bro, I'm about to go watch D.I.A.L. I swear to, bro, I can't, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Chris. Like, ask my homies, bro. I don't watch TV. I don't, and I'm in the car, I don't listen to music.
Right.
I'm just in my thoughts, because I feel like us as storytellers, we're just living in our existence.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell our story. We're gonna produce what we're doing.
Right.
You
Hit
know
on the head. You hit on the head.
even just listen to your story. It's like, man, you put me on the spot right now.
Yeah.
On some, like, because I have a whole completely different background than most people. You coming from Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, I was born on the east side of Indianapolis. However, my parents, man, they stem all the way back from West Africa, a country called Niger,
Motherland. Come on, man.
the motherland. And so, man, gratitude for you sharing that.
My blessings, brother.
Inspire me. You've absolutely pushed me,
Thank you.
because I feel like but I still deal with this fear of, like,
Let's talk about
it's like, man, I know I'm Muslim, man, and it's just like, oh, sometimes I don't want to show people I'm doing this thing. I have to be this super religious guy. However, me and my homies we know what we doing.
Right. Come on.
You know what I mean?
And so we living in this dual world.
Right.
You know, my parents don't know I'm doing this, but when they see me, I'm doing that.
Man.
And so, man, I just want to, man, I'm saying with gratitude.
Man, come on.
You know what I mean? And so, man, just you responding to adversity, right? D.I.A.L, I'm so happy that it came to life, man. It's out now on YouTube. Link will be on this. So y'all ain't no, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all check it out when y'all get an opportunity, man.
Right after y'all watch this episode, that's your opportunity, y'all. No time like the present, they say.
Man, come on.
And so, man, can you talk about just like why did I mean just cause I I watched D.I.A.L, but
Mhm.
you talked about just like how I met you at the Quest,
Come on.
but D.I.A.L was about just how close we're more close than we think,
Yeah.
even though you might have so much chaos.
Mm.
So can you get into just the
Thank you.
inspiration behind D.I.A.L?
Thank you. Thank you for that. And that shows me that you were really watching. You were paying attention. And seeing what initially the message is, that we're all interconnected in some shape, form, or fashion. Let's take it back, even with you and I. So I met with Austin. Now you met with Austin through David. And so, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now, because of David and Austin working with David and David being connected with you, now we're all interconnected now because I just came on set. I'm being introduced to you. I'm not even knowing that everything you're doing in some shape, form, or fashion is alignment with what I'm doing. It's just being told in two different forms. And just where where I was inspired with implementing that within D.I.A.L, the first episode. Well, I mean, really D.I.A.L, all the episodes will be like that. But was just life. I don't want to think too hard about it. I had to just step back and to be able to see, like, I'm literally connected with certain people and they may be from a whole different can of paint, the other end of the world. And you just never know the timing, the the things that you may be doing, man, it'll have you right in the same space. And you end up probably building these relationships that you would have never even thought of. I mean, like you and I, to the point, like, we're locked in. And everybody's just flourishing. And it's it's a big thing to be able to see and acknowledge that within all of our purposes, it all is heading to one big thing. Every time, and it could come like, all right, hey, your purpose is this and mine is over here, but we end up doing this. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, for example, you even have a podcast going on, and you're allowing people to come on here and tell stories. You may not have films out, but that's no different from what I'm doing. So, um, with that, I mean, that's just an interconnection too. Us being connected on that level. So I just wanted to make sure to add that in there, where it seems like a no brainer or just like, no shit, of course we all connected, but some of us don't look at it like that.
Right.
Like we're all in alignment and it's just about the timing and the place. That's all. So, but yeah, me seeing me seeing that, I wanted to add that theme to Dial. So that's what you will see throughout all the other episodes. Of course, episode 1 is out right now. And everything that I mentioned will be exactly that. But it'll make more sense as the episodes continue to go on. Yep. So for example, and I'll drop a little Easter egg. When Jason receives a message, that message that he received will be someone that you will all be introduced into episode 2. And then also the person that Groovy, the barber, when Jason had asked, well, where is he at? Groovy explained, he's not here today. I'm filling in for him. Groovy's also going to be intertwined into that. So, I mean, from everything, you just never really know how you're going to in actuality meet someone. And for example, and I don't want to stay too much stay too long on the interconnection piece, but who would ever known that probably the same people I know, and the whole time while we were knowing these people, we didn't know each other. So, but now me and you are connected, but we were connected with the people that we both know that know us on an individual level. So, I mean, sometimes it get a little chaotic all over the place, but we are intertwined and woven in some shape, form, or fashion.
Hey man, I love the way, man. Say NKZ. NKZ. Hey bro, I'm telling you, bro, your acting skills is phenomenal.
Thank you, brother.
And part of me is like, right, I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I got to just see the determined Chris when I met him. You know? I don't know because like for some reason it's like when you watch something, it's like you see you the perception is entirely different.
Yeah.
You said, you know what I'm saying? You already said, man, I seen it. You funny, man. You know what I mean? But it's for some reason when it's on camera, it just
Right.
I'm looking at, like I told you, I'm watching, but you know, you said you dropped gems in Dial.
Yep.
And you know, the guy that was talking Onus, maybe, I think.
Yeah, my brother Giles Masud, man. Giles Masud.
And he, you know, 5%ers, man, is those that don't know, dumb, deaf, and blind. He was on it. He was on it.
Man. Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
And so like, man, okay, so really, man, I'm gonna just transition to the next thing, right?
Okay.
Because right, we on some like responding to adversity, right?
Let's do it.
And failure. Me being also, man, producer, look, my light just failed.
But we gonna keep it.
We're gonna keep it pushing.
Come on.
And so with that being said, that audio, you know, you told me about that story. Is that the only failure that you were able to like encounter that was like that at that magnitude? I'm talking about you got a cast coming out every day. These are students. Is that the only setback that was?
Man, that right there is I'm thankful for you asking that. Because for what is coming soon, people may not know the full story of how I got to where I'll be going, excuse me, with this project that I'm currently working on. So this project that I'm currently working on, this is the second production phase as well. So similar to D.I.A.L, where there was a situation of something happening, a misfire, it happened to me as well with this. And sometimes you'll think like, man, once you bump your head once, you go get it the second time. For me, it was totally different because when I bumped my head with D.I.A.L and bumping my head with this for first production of the documentary I'm working on called Moving with the Spirit, which will be dropping next year.
Moving
with the Spirit. Moving with the Spirit. And it's a feature length long. So with what I'm about to say may make your heart drop too, just with that being on the forefront. So we get done pretty much with a whole year of filming with Moving with the Spirit. And now I'm about to finish up going into my I'm finishing up production, going into post-production. And as I'm looking at the footage and everything, and one thing I end up seeing, it was like something going on with my hard drive. And now with almost a whole year amount of footage and files. You can only imagine how large those files were for a whole year. And I'm shooting on a Blackmagic, multiple cameras. And so that's gigabytes. And if you know gigabytes, that's go eat something up. So I'm working with a hard drive that's 14 terabyte. So I'm using about nine terabytes. And so I'm starting to see like there's something going on with my hard drive, and out of nowhere it crashes. Now, what I know now is to always back up your footage. Lesson learned. But I had to go through that. And when it crashed, I could have just ended up crashing out too, right then and there.
Real talk.
And I had to sit with myself for almost about like a week. Cause it wasn't even about me. It was about everyone else that put their time and effort, skill set, and love into this. And I felt like I failed them. And this is also a passion project. And so it was just like, man, everybody came out. What am I gonna tell them? Like some people may not even want to hear about that because they want to see the finished product. I've been working on this for a whole year with you, just out of pure love, being able to see your vision and want to see this through. And you telling me you didn't take the necessary precautions to get this done? I'm thinking this in my head. So after about a week, I'm like, you know what? Same thing with D.I.A.L. I'm gonna do this again. So I was able to receive enough strength and courage to reach out to everyone, talk with the cast, with the artists, and then also talk with the crew to allow them to know what happened. And for some reason, I don't know, I was anticipating for everyone to say no. Like, this is over with. You attempted, it was good, but we got to move forward. And I'm telling you, everybody was like, no, we go get this done. So when you're talking about being resilient, it's in the documentary being called Moving with the Spirit. I embodied that. And to the point everyone else did too. They were like, you know what, we go move with the Spirit as well. Because for what you have right here, this isn't just a film for natural born leader visuals. This isn't a film directed by or produced by Chris and Wilborn. This is a piece that speaks to the community. So just to give a kind of a backstory, and I'll go back into explaining about, how things continue to arise in a good way, with me just going ahead and getting over that hump. So moving with the Spirit is about three men on a journey to defy the odds, embrace the power of faith, to shatter the barriers that are set before them to their victory. Everything that I said about these three artists, I end up having to do the same. I end up becoming everything what I was filming. I end up living that. I'm trying to get to my victory. I have to break down these barriers, get over it. I have to defy these odds. And so it became more personal to me. So second round of production, man, like Floyd Mayweather, like Kobe, couldn't shake me at all. I'm talking about locked in. Oh, you can't make this shoot? All right, fine, I'm gonna do it. Boom, boom, boom. Getting things done. Not making no excuses. Rain, sleet, or snow, I'm gonna be there. Because I owe you guys this. I owe the people that I don't even know yet this. My children, Lord willing. I owe you this. Nieces and nephews, et cetera, et cetera. So to go back into just me being able to arise from the ashes like a phoenix in a way. I'm like, you know what? I have to do something just a tad bit different from what I did first round of production. I have to look in to what, because I had a little bit of footage that I was able to recover, but everything else was solely lost. I'm like, all right, well, how can I make sure that this story isn't just evolving these artists, but evolving the community, evolving what I had mentioned with Spike Lee, going back to me being authentic, because I felt like even with the first round of productions, I wasn't being me. In that second round of production, I end up hearing Luke Pennington again. That's bullshit. And it's to the point, man, I I I pull something out of those artists to be able to talk about, social issues, the lack of funding for Black artists here in the city of Indianapolis. Even though things are definitely growing, uh, but they're not where they need to be, out of pure respect. And for those who know, they know. And you have, don't get me wrong, you have people that are boots on the ground, like gang culture, that's creating, things for, like, for example, butter, the butter art fair, where these artists are able to receive 100% of profits from what they made. No middleman, nothing. All comes back to you. So me looking at that like, hey, not only are these artists going through situations dealing with their family, situations dealing with within their professional field, dealing with situations spiritually, they're dealing with lack of funding. And art is needed for what we do. What we're doing right now is art. Just imagine a world with none of this. And that's that's the thoughts that was running through my mind before I started that second round of production. How am I going to hit home? How will this story resonate with people in a way? So I just kind of stripped it down bare bones and really got to the nitty gritty of what I want this message to be about. And so taking that adversity of not only going through my personal stuff, but taking the adversity of what just happened with my documentary that just didn't deal with me, but a plethora of other people, I had to make sure that everything was tight knit. Everything was in placed in order. My ducks were in a row. And like my old man and my uncles will always tell me, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Those 5 P's, I live by it, bro. It's instilled inside my being, not on my heart, my being. And so with that, once again, I was able to push through, because with D.I.A.L, it was just the audio issue. With this, I lost everything. I lost everything. But one thing I didn't lose was that heart, that strength, that faith. And I, I utilized everything I just mentioned and poured it back into that project. And so now we're pretty much, I would say, about 65-70% done with production. Uh, just getting everything together for post-production, but it'll be dropping next year. We'll be having a world premiere for Moving with the Spirit.
My next question, Chris, is that has to be like a director's worst nightmare.
Listen, I tore my whole house up. I lost it, man. Just because it's just like everything that you put in, blood, sweat, and tears. And once again, this is a passion project. People are betting, they're not betting on you to compensate them with sense. They're betting on you to be able to see the finished product of what they were a part of. They invested that time in this. Nigga, I need to see something. Like, what the hell you talking about? You lost what? So I just took that and I know things happen, but once again, this life is a learning curve. When things start to transpire or happen, it's an opportunity for you to take a step back and reevaluate. What is something trying to tell me? Because evidently something is trying to tell me I need to tighten up. And I tighten the hell up. All the way up. To the point I was so prepared for this time around with the second round of production, it led to other opportunities. So once again, when preparation meets opportunity.
And you said the 5 P's, man. We gonna add 6, man. He on fresh P. Okay.
That part, the fresh P, boy.
Man, Chris, man, I thank you for joining the platform, man, and sharing your story.
Thank you.
You know, this platform is built for just, learning from the perspective of others.
Yes, sir.
We like to keep it player and professional here.
Come on. Oh.
And
But I go up all that thing. There you go. All around, man. Come on.
man, so with that said, man, I mean, just you embodied this resilience attitude.
Gratitude, thankful.
And so the fact that, man, you all the way, I'm tighten up.
Come on.
When I have guests on this podcast, sometimes it's, let's go back to D.I.A.L for a tad second. You talk about Chris is doing this, Austin's at Roberts, D1 coming to get something, Bass just heels in, happy as that, whatever. He doesn't know what's going on, but hey, and so when I have guests like you join this platform, Chris, share your story, I pick up certain things and they just hit me. It's like, he's talking about his story, but it's like something is talking to me.
You get it. Get it.
And so,
Man.
Chris, where can we find you at?
Yes, sir. So I'm on social media for Instagram, for Facebook, and on YouTube. And pretty much you could just type in Chris, CHRIS, M. Well, excuse me, let me start all the way over. I don't want to mislead y'all now. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and also Vimeo. Just typing in my name, Chris M. Wilborn, and last name W-I-L, B as in boy, R-N, and you'll be able to find me. Now with my Instagram, you may see Ezekiel Israel, but that's me. It'll have Chris M. Wilborn. I didn't want to kind of tell y'all about that because y'all be like, man, how y'all spell that, man? Just type in my name.
Got it.
You'll be good to go. Find everything you need to.
All right, man. Those that stayed, man, for the podcast episode, man, I want to appreciate y'all, man.
Thank
you. This is the platform, y'all, where you come and learn from individuals, man. Learn about their stories, man. You got a story, pull up.
Yep.
With that said, man, Chris, well, I'll really say this. Audience, we have a director, a CEO, a founder. 2 companies, not 1, 2.
Come on.
Spatial intelligence and natural born leaders, visuals.
Indeed. Yes, sir. Come on.
Both CEO and founder, man. Y'all know where to find them. This is your host, Bass. And we are out.
Yes, sir. And if I could implement one last thing.
What's up?
All right. So for those who are in the city of Indianapolis during August 29th to the 31st, I will have a premiere activation at Butter Art Fair for my documentary, Moving with the Spirit. It will be a film museum exhibit where people will be able to come around, look at behind the scenes stills, and also look at a little bit of footage from the documentary. So pretty much giving you a sneak peek, man, something that Butter has never implemented before, and this will be the first time around. So when y'all get a chance, check it out, August 29th to the 31st.
All right, man, you're a director. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. And cut.